A very warm and a hearty welcome to all of you friends. On behalf of the entire team at Gradeup, I take the privilege of welcoming each and every one of you for today's live session. A very good evening to all of you. So friends, today we are back with another very important session on daily legal affairs. A series that brings to you the current daily legal updates of the day. In this series, we discuss some very important news across India, across the world relating to law. And this series is meant for students who are preparing not only for CLAT but also for other law entrance examination. ALIT, SLAT, that is Symbiosis Admission Test, MHCET, JAMIA, BHU, whichever university entrance examination you guys are preparing for, this series will be of great help for you. So let's begin with today's session. Friends, before we start with today's class, let me tell you a very important thing. And that thing is, unless and until you are aware of the latest legal developments across India, it will be a little difficult for you to crack this examination. As you guys are aware of the fact that from now onwards, that is from 2020 onwards, CLAT has changed its question pattern. The kind of questions you will be getting in this particular entrance examination are all passage based questions. Now these passages that you will be confronted with, okay, I repeat, the kind of passages you will be confronted with insofar as your CLAT, ALIT, Symbiosis and other host of examination is concerned will be based on events which are related to legal awareness. You will be tested on your awareness about law. And that's why this series is so important for each and every one of you who is preparing for the law entrance examination. So let's start. But before we start, some important announcement. Gradeup brings to you a flat 30% plus a 40% discount. Gradeup is starting with a new batch from today, that is 25th of March 2021, a crash course for BHU as well as JAMIA LLB entrance examination 2021, and I'm sure that you guys are aware of the same. Now, since a lot of queries did come about, sir, we want to contact you. For that reason, Gradeup brings to you a WhatsApp number. This is absolutely very important. A WhatsApp number we are going to provide to you. I would request you not to call us on this particular number. This is a WhatsApp number. For any query or any doubt, you are most welcome to WhatsApp us at 93544 99530. I repeat, there is a WhatsApp number from now onwards wherein you can raise your doubts or your query, and the number is 93544 Gradeup also brings to you a comprehensive course for those who are preparing for CLAT 2022. So those of you who are in class 11 now, we bring to you a very important course, a comprehensive course for CLAT 2022, and new batches are going to come up very soon. Gradeup also brings to you a booster crash course batch 2, which is going to start today. Today at 9 o'clock, we are going to start with this new batch, okay? A booster crash course batch 2 for CLAT 2021. Now, for the first time, Gradeup is running a 75% discount on your Gradeup Super subscription. For the first time in the history of Gradeup, we are running a discount of 75%. 30% off plus a 45% extra discount if you use the coupon Surajit, Surajit. So use the coupon Surajit and get 45% extra discount on your Gradeup Super subscription. So those of you who haven't subscribed to Gradeup Super, those of you who haven't till now subscribed to Gradeup Super, here is a fantastic chance of joining or getting your Gradeup Super subscription with a total 75% bumper discount. So do not forget to use the coupon Surajit to get that extra 45% discount. So let's start. There are 3 important news that I would want to share with you. The first news coming from the Supreme Court of India. The Supreme Court, as you are aware of, in Babita, Pune, has held that even women officers working in the army are applicable. They can now become permanent commissioned officers in the armed forces. In a major judgment last year, in a landmark judgment last year, which was authored by Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, Justice D.Y. Chandrachud held that women are allowed to become permanent commissioned officers in the Indian Army. Now, after this judgment, the government of India came out with certain rules and regulation for allowing permanent commission to women officers in the armed forces. Now, there was certain tests that the government of India wanted each and every woman officer who wants to become a permanent commission officer in the armed force to go through. The Supreme Court has said that the superficial equality does not stand true to the principles of the Constitution. More about this in some time. The second important news that there is this Maratha quota case going on right now in the Supreme Court. The Maratha reservation case before the Supreme Court, which is argued insofar as the constitutional validity of the economically weaker section is concerned. The Supreme Court has said that reservations may go, only people with economically weaker section, that reservation may remain, but these are policies that the government has to decide. Now, reservation in India is guaranteed under Article 15 as well as under Article 16. Article 15 of the Indian Constitution deals with reservation for admission to schools and colleges. Article 16 deals with reservation insofar as employment is concerned. Now, the Supreme Court has said today that it is up to the government to decide whether reservation should remain or reservation should go. Now, these are policy matters that the Supreme Court has said today. Now, the Supreme Court has categorically stated, I repeat, the Supreme Court has very categorically stated that the quota system in India or the reservation system in India depends on the government since it is a policy matter. Third important news of the day. The Allahabad High Court has held that any eventuality that adversely affects the supply of water to agricultural field violates Article 19. Now, as you are aware of, Article 19 of the Indian Constitution deals with fundamental freedoms. One of the fundamental freedom is right to employment, right to work. Now, Article 19, suppose a farmer wants to cultivate his field. Now, if water supply is not provided to agricultural fields, and that is precisely what the Allahabad High Court has said. The Allahabad High Court has categorically stated that if water is not supplied to agricultural field, then how will farmers get their right to live? How will they cultivate their lands? So the Allahabad High Court has categorically stated that failure to supply water, failure of the government to supply water to agricultural field violates the rights enshrined under Article 19 of the Indian Constitution. Have I made myself clear to each and every one of you? Okay, so these are the three important news that I wanted to share with each and every one of you watching me right now. So let's now start with the first important news of the day. The first important news of the day was after the Babita Punia judgment, wherein the Supreme Court held that women officers can also get permanent commissioned in the armed forces. Now, this judgment came in the year 2020. After a year, it has been a year's time since the Babita Punia judgment was decided by the Supreme Court. Now, what has the Supreme Court said and what is the issue all about? Now, about 1 year back, about 1 year back before the lockdown, the Supreme Court gave a landmark judgment, and the landmark judgment was regarding allowing permanent commission to women armed force officers. So now there was a discrimination that was happening in the armed forces. men were allowed to be given permanent commission, whereas women were denied permanent commission with the armed forces. Now, for the last 70 years since independence, women were not given permanent commission in the armed forces. In relation to men, men were allowed to become a permanent commissioned officer with the armed forces. Last year in Babita, Pune, the Supreme Court held that women should not be discriminated and permanent commission should also be applicable to women who are working in the armed forces. Now, today, a two-judge bench, a division bench of the Supreme Court comprising of Justice D.Y. Chandrachud as well as Justice M.R. Shah. Now, today's judgment comes from a division bench which was presided by Justice Chandrachud and the other judge was Justice M.R. Shah. So, these two judges has held that women should not be discriminated by virtue of certain shape 1 fitness. So let me tell you the background of the case. When I tell you the background of the case, I think things will become much more easier and much more clearer to you. So last year in 2020, before the lockdown, it was in the month of February 2020 wherein the Supreme Court of India in Babita, Pune's case directed that women officers in the army should be made permanent commission at par with their male counterparts. So men who are working in the Indian Army were provided with permanent commission. But a woman was not given permanent commission for the last 70 years. So the Supreme Court in Babita Pune held that this is nothing but violation of Article 14. This is nothing but violation of Article 14 because men are provided with this permanent commission, whereas women are not provided with this permanent commission. Now, 60 women officers allege. Now, what is now the case? Now, some women officers, that is around 60 women officers, have come to the court alleging that they were denied permanent commission in the army on the ground of failure to adhere to shape 1 fitness. Now, there are certain fitness tests that is applicable. Now, these women officers claim that they were denied permanent commission on the ground that for failure to adhere to shape 1 fitness. Now, the fitness standard known as shape 1 criteria were applicable to male officers at the time when they were granted permanent commission in the earlier years of service. So when an officer wants to become becoming a permanent commission, when a male officer becomes permanent commission in the armed forces, they were asked to go through some fitness standard which is known as shape 1 criteria in the early years of their service. So initially when a person enters the army or the Air Force or the Navy, they go through shape 1 criteria fitness. Now, these women say that they were granted permanent commission only last year after the Babita Punia judgment. Okay, now what is that shape 1 rule to them now would be arbitrary. Now, when a man is entering the armed forces, they were asked to go through shape 1 criteria. So suppose a male officer wants to enter army. That male officer goes through shape 1 fitness. Now suppose, when does a male officer enter army? At the age of 21, 19, 22, 23, right? Now today, a woman officer who wants to become a permanent commissioned officer at the age of 40 is also today being asked to go through shape 1 criteria. Now, the fitness of a person at the age of 21, 22, 23 is different from the fitness of a person at the age of 38, 40 or 42. Understand this. आपका फिटनेस जो आज है, आज आपका उम्र है 16, 17, 18. आज आपका जो फिटनेस है, जब आप 40 साल के बनोगे तब आपका फिटनेस कम हो जाएगा. तो मेल ऑफिसर्स when they were entering the army, they went through this shape 1 criteria. Now, when did they enter the army? When they were 21, 20, 19, 22. तो 20-22 साल में एक लड़के को शेप 1 क्राइटेरिया पास करना पड़ता था. नो, आज अगर आप बताओगे कि 40 साल के कोई वुमेन को कि आपको भी शेप 1 क्राइटेरिया पास करना पड़ेगा, वो कैसे करेगी? Have I made myself clear? Have I made myself clear to each and every one of you? Now, this is what the women who are aggrieved say to the court. Now, the Supreme Court has said that shape 1 criteria itself is not arbitrary. There was discrimination in its application. Now, समझ में आया आप सभी को? आप सभी को क्या समझ में आया? देखिए, शेप 1 क्राइटेरिया कोई आर्बिटरी चीज नहीं है, बट उसका जो एप्लीकेशन है वो शायद डिस्क्रिमिनेटरी हो रहा है, क्योंकि एक 22-23 साल के इंसान का फिटनेस और एक 40 साल के इंसान का फिटनेस अलग होगा. 40 साल में लोगों का तो आजकल ब्लड प्रेशर, ब्लड शुगर आ जाता है, राइट? समझ में आया ना? सो आपको देखना पड़ेगा. अगर आप 22 साल में एक लड़के का भी फिटनेस करवाते हो और एक लड़की का भी फिटनेस करवाते हो, वो सही है. बट एक लड़के को बोल रहे हो आप 22-23 साल में जब आर्मी घुसोगे, आर्मी में आप एंटर करोगे, तब आपका फिटनेस देखा जाएगा. और अभी बोल रहे हो एक when a woman wants to become a permanent commission, now you are saying a woman at the age of 38 or 40 to go through the same criteria. See, shape 1 criteria is not arbitrary. It's not a wrong thing, but the manner in which shape 1 criteria is being used, is being applied, is discriminatory. The Supreme Court has further observed that Army says medical category has been applied by taking age-related factors into account. However, discrimination and exclusion is there in this application. Similarly, aged male permanent officers do not have to maintain shape 1 fitness. Now, this is very, very important. Please understand. same age, similarly aged male permanent commissioned officer do not have to maintain shape 1 fitness now when granted permanent commission earlier. तो समझ में आया आप सभी को? Have I made myself clear to each and every one of you? So here comes a very important order from the Supreme Court which says that shape 1 criteria is not arbitrary in nature, but the manner in which it is being applied, it becomes discriminatory and arbitrary. Have I made myself clear to each and every one of you? Okay? सभी को समझ में आया? देखिए, एक लड़का जब आर्मी में घुसता है, उसके वो एक मेडिकल एग्जामिनेशन, एक शेप 1 फिटनेस क्राइटेरिया से गुजरता है, ठीक है? उसके बाद जब 40 साल का उम्र आता है, वो लड़का को, वो मेल ऑफिसर को परमानेंट कमीशन दिया जाता है. पहले परमानेंट कमीशन औरत के लिए नहीं था, लड़की लोगों के लिए नहीं था. अभी what the Indian Army or the Indian Armed Force is trying to do, when a woman is applying for a permanent commission at the age of 38 after the Babita Punia judgment of 2020, they are being said that you also have to go through this rigor of shape 1 criteria fitness. Now, एक इंसान का फिटनेस 22-23 साल में अलग होता है और वही इंसान का फिटनेस जब वो 40 साल का है, उसका फिटनेस अलग होगा. समझ में आया? Have I made myself clear? Okay. Now, that is the reason why the Supreme Court has said that the application of this shape 1 criteria fitness is discriminatory in nature. Now, what has the Supreme Court further said? Applying this ceiling is to bypass the route for women officers, process by which women SSC officers were considered for permanent commission was based on a belated application of Babita Punia verdict. Finest women officers have been ignored on the suspicious ground that their awards and merits was on 5th and 10th year of service. Now, yehi dekhiye, there is a judgment of the Supreme Court saying that permanent commission has to be provided to women officers. Now, हर एक क्षेत्र में, हर एक जगह में डिस्क्रिमिनेशन होता है और ये तो मेरे को खराब लगता है कि देश में, जिस देश में we pray to Lord Saraswati, we pray to Lord Durga, उसी देश में औरत की अगेंस्ट में इतना ज्यादा डिस्क्रिमिनेशन. Now, in a country which worships Durga and Saraswati, Mother Mary, and other host of women gods and goddesses, why should we discriminate? Now, this discrimination has come not today. This has been going on for the last many years. Are you guys understanding? Okay. So, Justice Chandrachud in this particular judgment has held that I can very well remember authoring this judgment and delivering it just before the lockdown, when I can see 365 women officers granted permanent commission, and there are more officers who are going to get it exactly after a year of this judgment. there is a great sense of satisfaction for a judge. So about this grant of permanent commission to women armed officers in the armed force, Justice D.Y. Chandrachud says that he gets a great sense of satisfaction as a judge when he sees that women also getting permanent commission with the Indian armed forces. So it's a great thing for each and every one of us. It's a great thing for each and every one of us when we see women also getting similar ranks as men without being discriminated on the ground of gender. So friends, do like the session. If you have not clicked the like button, I will not know whether you have liked the session or not. So I request each and every one of you to click the like button. After the video is over, you can comment on this particular video. I would also request each and every one of you to share this video with your friends and others who are all preparing for CLAT and other law entrance examination. So do subscribe to Gradeup Super, Gradeup YouTube channel, and definitely do not forget to subscribe to Gradeup Super. Once you subscribe to Gradeup Super, you get unlimited access to all structured live courses and mock tests. The subscription for CLAT and other law entrance examination insofar as Gradeup Super is concerned is available for 4 months, 6 months and 18 months. So जो बच्चे अभी तक ग्रेडअप सुपर का सब्सक्रिप्शन नहीं लिया है, आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट सबको कि फटाफट ग्रेडअप सुपर का सब्सक्रिप्शन ले लो। और आज अगर आप लेते हो तो आपको 75% डिस्काउंट मिलेगा by using the code Surajit. So if you are using the code Surajit, you get an additional 45% extra discount over and above the 30% general discount that is going on for this particular month. इस महीने को ग्रेडअप की तरफ से जो हर एक बच्चे को 30% फ्लैट डिस्काउंट दिया जा रहा है ऑन ग्रेडअप सुपर, इसके ऊपर आप अगर ये कूपन यूज करते हो Surajit, you get 45% extra discount, a total discount of 75%. Okay, so friends, Gradeup brings to you a 2-month revision course on current affairs and legal events. For any course related query, you can call us at 96500-52904 as well as 93195-99244. With this, we come to the end of today's class. Thank you very, very much. God bless you. Stay home, stay safe, stay healthy. Sahi prep hai to life set hai. Thank you. Good night.
दो ऑप्शंस है, सिर्फ प्रेप करो या ग्रेडअप के साथ सही प्रेप करो। ये है मिस्टर पीएचडी, कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम की स्टडी मटेरियल हंट करने में पीएचडी।
अपने एग्जाम की तैयारी के लिए 29 वेबसाइट से 20,000 पेजेस का स्टडी मटेरियल पीडीएफ में डाउनलोड किया है, प्रैक्टिस पेपर्स भी।
इतनी पीएचडी के बाद एग्जाम क्लियर होगा?
पता नहीं।
तो सही प्रेप करना है यार, बेस्ट स्टडी मटेरियल और प्रैक्टिस टेस्ट के लिए ग्रेडअप है ना।
ग्रेडअप के साथ सही प्रेप है
तो लाइफ सेट है।
Download now.